Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the all-new Tesla Cybertruck and the fact that you might never get the Cybertruck that you ordered. And so with all that being said, let's just hop right into the video. So let's get into the Cybertruck, and it's a pretty interesting circumstance. So there has not been a whole lot that has happened with the Cybertruck since it was announced at the end of 2019, right? What we first heard at the end of 2019 was, hey, we're going to release this new truck. It'll be available sometime in 2020. And then obviously we had a bunch of stuff happen with COVID, and so the Cybertruck never came out. And then we heard, hey, 2021 is the year, and 2021 came and went, and still nothing. It was funny, at the end of 2021, Tesla was like, you know what, we're going to deliver a few Cybertrucks to customers at the end of the year, and then we'll, produce a bunch in 2022. And that obviously didn't happen. So now 2022 has come along, and this is the update we get from Tesla. On their website now, there is not a actual date of arrival for the truck anymore. When you look at the truck, you can't build out one at all. You can't specify what you want on the truck, and there isn't any sort of date saying, hey, this is when the truck will arrive. Like if you put it in order, before it would have said, hey, it's probably going to come at this time. There's nothing now. There is no date on the truck. So it's a big change. It's basically Tesla saying, hey, you know what? This thing is not going to happen until further notice at this point, which is a little bit disheartening. But here's kind of the direction that I see Tesla going with everything. So obviously, 2021 and 2020 have been really difficult years for most automakers, and Tesla has been included, even though Tesla seems to be doing so well, right? Tesla didn't actually get hurt all that much in 2020, and then in 2021 they actually sold twice as many vehicles as 2020. And it's pretty crazy because most other automakers went down in sales for 2021. And so Tesla, because of the fact that they actually engineer a lot of stuff in-house, and they know how the software works in their vehicles and everything, and they're not parting everything out to a bunch of different manufacturers, they're able to control a bunch of the process, so the supply chain issues didn't affect them all that much. So that's why they were able to go up in sales, because they were actually able to, deliver cars to customers, whereas other manufacturers, that wasn't exactly the case. So that's the first thing that's actually getting in the way of the Cybertruck, believe it or not, is Tesla sees that there's an opportunity right now where they can just sell more of their existing models. They can kind of fill that gap that's happened because other manufacturers aren't selling cars right now, and so they're focusing on that and focusing away from releasing new products, right? Their factories are up and running and producing, again, the vehicles that they already have available, the Tesla Model S, the Y, the X, and the Model 3 as well. And so that's kind of what's happening on that part. And then the other part is Tesla's already doing so well, again, that there isn't any, push for them to really release another vehicle at this point, right? All of their vehicles are selling so well that they don't really have this incentive like other automakers to really, try to push the envelope, because it's like, oh, wow, we're already, starting to make all this money, we're already starting to sell all these vehicles, so why would we put all this time and effort into trying to release a new product when we're already so successful? And so that's kind of another thing that's happening. Now that doesn't mean that Tesla is never going to release the Cybertruck. It's just that they don't have the same incentive that other automakers have to release a pickup truck for the electric truck segment, other than ego at this point, right? Because Ford and Rivian and all that kind of stuff that are already going to have their vehicles out in the market, right? They have a big reason to do that. It's going to help boost, Rivian, that's basically all they have, right? And then Ford, it's going to help actually boost their sales. Whereas Tesla, on the other hand, right, for them, it's if they go and focus on the Cybertruck, then that could potentially be taking focus away from producing the current vehicles that they have right now, which could potentially affect things and make them sell less vehicles until they get more of their factories up and running. And so that's kind of getting all in the way. But yeah, that is pretty much what's happening with the Cybertruck. So if you have a $100 deposit on one, all I have to say is just hang tight. It'll come out eventually. Let's hope. But I wouldn't count on it all that much, I guess, is the takeaway from today's video. Is I would start looking at the other manufacturers and looking at what they're doing in the electric truck segment, because you're either going to have to wait, again, they don't have any time frame on this, a really long time for this truck to come out, or you're potentially never going to get a truck. And so if you are in need of a truck and you want an electric truck, Again, Ford has something, Rivian has something, Chevy's releasing something soon. They just released their concept for that, and then Ram is going to release something in the near future, and so there's going to be a bunch of other automakers that you can choose from, and this will be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how this affects Tesla, because Tesla's used to being, you know, kind of like the forefront of all these electric vehicles, and so now that Tesla's not going to be the first person to release an electric truck, they're going to have to do quite a bit more to get people, or to really convince people to buy from them versus the other manufacturers. That was kind of like the thing with Tesla before, is they were the first one in every single segment, and so it's like, yep, they're the ones that we can trust, whereas now that's not going to be the case. But anyways, that's going to sum things up for today's video. I want you guys to let me know what you think on this topic and the fact that the Cybertruck has kind of been discontinued in a sense even before it was released. And yeah, I'll see you.